Hello, everybody. I'm just here to vent today. Ain't got nothing else to do but vent. And when things come to my attention, I like to vent about it. So that's what we're doing today. We're just venting. So you never understand something until the shoe is on the other feet. And when you're in that position that somebody else observing you from where I'm sitting today, now I get it. And back then I didn't get it. So we're going to talk about when you young, right? When you got kids, right? And you meet a man with no kids. And I will find that sometimes you can feel the energy that they was coming particularly to see you. That they weren't interested in the McDonald's and going to the zoo and going to Legoland. Like they weren't with none of that. And me as a single mother at times, I found that was kind of, oh, that's mean. That's mean. And now that I'm sitting on this side of the fence, where I'm older now, my kids is grown, and now you might get men that's interested in you that may have younger kids. And you reverting to like those guys was when they got the kids and they going to the zoo and the picnic and this, that, and that. And you almost like, shit, okay, call me when y'all done. Okay, I ain't trying to do none of that. I am not trying to do none of that. And it may come across as mean, but it's being authentic. When you don't have kids, a man with no kids, and to date a woman with kids, and every time you got to do the Lego land and this, sometimes you just not feeling that. And I get it and I understand. So now I see why those particular guys that didn't have no kids, they weren't really trying to date me because they like, I am too young to be a stepfather. You get what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about that. Let somebody else do it. And when I was in that situation, I couldn't understand it. But now while I'm sitting, I got grandkids now. My kids is grown, my other babies in heaven, okay? So when I meet a guy and they got little kids and they going to the zoo to picnic, and I love it when the baby mamas be like, hey, don't interact with your women and have the kids around. I'm gonna be honest, I love when they like that because like, hey, that's right, y'all a family. Y'all do all that family stuff together. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay, the family dynamic don't have nothing to do with me. So I appreciate when the mamas, and I'm not talking about on a jealousy type thing. A lot of them just about, hey, don't be having my babies interacting with these women. You go do the women on your days off, and when you with my kids, you do my kids. Don't have these, and I honestly, ladies, I respect that. Go ahead and do that. I'm just older now, and in my realm, and the same thing when I'm dating with my grandkids. There's a time and place when I'm with my grandkids, and there's a time and a place when I'm with my boo thing. So I told my boo thing, you ain't got to worry where it's gonna be, oh, me and you and the grandkids, because that ain't what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna mix and mingle us together. Okay? We older, we want to enjoy. We ain't trying to go to Legoland and the zoo and do all this type of stuff. So I understand that every day ain't on that time. You don't want to hear that wow, wow, whoa, whoa all the time. And your ears got to be prepared. I got to set my ears to this the weekend. I'm finna listen and be with all that crap. All the hollering, screaming, who touched me, who took my juicy juice, who did this, who did. I'm with that. Because that's what I signed up for this particular weekend. But when I'm with my sweetie, I know how to separate. Me and you ain't got to do the grandkids. You relax, you lay back. You ain't trying to do that. Now, I get it. So, particular situation of mine, when they had their kids, I 100% understand that. I don't step on no toes. I don't overstep boundaries. Hey, it is what it is. So now this particular time, I got my baby. Okay. So and to be honest, with this person, I ain't even that deep with. I'm just gonna be real. In this old situation, I ain't even that deep with. So he goes, "Hey, I want to come and I want to see you and I want to do this." And I go, "Not this weekend. Not this week. I got my grandbaby." And he texts back, "Oh, can you get somebody else to get her?" I'm like saying, "Motherfucker, when you had your daughter, do I tell you to get somebody else to get her? No, I understand today ain't that fucking day." And to be honest, it wasn't even the fact of my granddaughter. I didn't want to be bothered with his ass. Okay? I just don't want to be bothered. So I actually gave myself an alibi. But it was just a point in the principle for him to tell me, can somebody else do that? Then he goes, well, I said, oh, and I'm playing this guy. So I'm going to ask the other grandmama. And I'm playing this game with him. Because I'm trying not to be fucking rude. To be honest, I just don't want to fucking be bothered with you. Period. Okay? So I'm like, let me ask the other grandma. So I'm taking my time or whatever. And I said, oh, she ain't going to be able to do it. He said, but why? What the fuck? Am I on the investigation? She said she can't do it. What the hell you mean? But why? Because she don't want to do it. Then he goes, where's your son? Why can't he get his daughter? Now you are really in our business. Number one, my son lives in Illinois, the same fucking place you trying to come from to come down here and hang out and marinate with his mama. Y'all both in Illinois. My granddaughter's here in Minnesota, okay? My son is not here. That's why he can't do it. And furthermore, when something needs to be done, need to be did or whatever, my son pays me very good to look after my grandkids. And a lot of times I don't even have my grandkids. My son is very good to me. So in return, now my relationship with my granddaughter is authentic, my relationship with my granddaughter. But I also keep in mind, as good as my son be to me, and if there's something that can help him out, I would sign up for the assignment because that's how he is to me. So if my son, baby mama needs something and she's sick or she going through something, he's the daddy. He live there and she'll call him, oh, I need daycare, this, that, and that. Blah, 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 blah. He gonna say, okay, let me figure something out. Her mama sick, and this, that, and that, and da 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 da. Say no more, son. Tell her to bring the baby. I do what I got to do. Okay, not a problem. So then he goes, what activities is y'all gonna do when you're sitting there with Holiday? What y'all gonna do? Motherfucker, who is you, Inspector Gadget? Why the fuck is you sitting there questioning my parenting skills? I'm 51 years old, raised 2 kids. I have 13 grandkids, over 28 nieces and nephews that I have participated in their upbringing, did daycare, and then been around plenty of babies, kids, and everything. And how is you? And I would call you a toddler based on my age to your age. Now I'm going to refer to your goofy ass as a toddler. How the fuck are you going to sit here and ask me about parenting skills and what I'm going to do? Worry about what you're going to do with you and your daughter. Okay? Y'all going to go to Brooksfield Zoo and leave me the fuck alone. Okay? The nerve of you to question my parenting skills and worry about what me and my granddaughter going to do because you mad because you ain't invited to come over here and marinate with her grandmama. And to tell you the God's honest truth, I just didn't want to hurt your fucking feelings. My granddaughter ain't going to even be here. But I know a lot of times y'all sensitive and don't want to know the truth. So I just told you an alibi just to keep from hurting your feelings. To be honest, my granddaughter not going to be here. I just didn't want to be bothered. And I told you a lie to keep from being authentic and telling you the truth because a lot of times you don't get it. You're not in my world for real. You're not in my life for real. I'm not lonely. I'm not in need of male attention. So I don't need no company. I don't need no company. So instead of me just being authentic and telling you, I really don't even like you like that. I really don't want to be bothered. I'm not standing over no stove cooking, giving you my energy, giving you my time, especially the other stuff that I know you're going to be interested in doing. I'm not interested in that at all. So the authentic truth is, I really didn't even want to be bothered. And I use my granddaughter as an alibi not to hurt your feelings. But don't you ever question my parenting skills and ask, what are we going to do all day? No, what are you going to do all day? The fact that you can't come over here and marinate with her grandmama, okay? Get you some business, honey child. And don't play with me. But men, I didn't get it then. The ones that don't have kids and you meet a woman and she got kids and some of them got 101 Dalmatians. And you got to go and listen to all this. A lot of times you're not in that move and that mindset to do. I don't want to do none of that. None of that. So the lie I told to keep from being authentic and telling the God's honest truth. This particular weekend, I don't even got my granddaughter. But that would be a real story that when it come to it, I ain't got to give you my itinerary, what I'm going to do with my granddaughter. What is you, CPS? And I don't mean the pharmacies, the people that come and take the kids, whatever that is, children and family services, whatever. I don't know. I ain't never been involved in that, so I don't know CPS, NBS, NBC, hell, I don't know what it is, because I ain't never, through the grace of God, had to deal with none of them type of people being in my business, okay? Because they say it takes a village to raise a family. And when I fall short, that's where we all come together, okay? And we pull them kids and round them up and we get the job done without CPS, NBC, or LPP coming in trying to shift and mess with our kids. That didn't go on. But anyway, y'all have a nice day. But me and I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now. And hey, more power to you. I get it. We ain't got to do nothing we don't want to do. But the only reason why I lied, because I know he's a sensitive motherfucker. And my truth, he won't really want to hear that. Okay. But anyway, I hope y'all doing good. I sure miss y'all. Toodles. Gotta know better.